So I'm just here listening to the ABC radio. I was almost jumped by some black Americans earlier. I don't know if that is recorded. I don't know if it's recorded earlier. I'm just here listening to some ABC radio. I was almost jumped by some black Americans earlier. They were bumping into my bag. This was around 10 p.m. And I told them, don't bump into my bag. And it was like, you have something to say to us? Like 4 of them. So anytime they're surrounding me, black Americans to jump me, I applied for asylum in this country, and it's like they're trying to make me a scapegoat. Since I applied for asylum, I had not had peace. My mother was later killed. My friend Arugana was trying to help me with the court papers for my home taken by the NYPD. And the NYPD killed them. And people that were trying to help me with my court papers also were saying they were targeted by the NYPD. And they didn't even charge the NYPD with felony murder, because the NYPD wrongfully took my home without a court order, without notice. And because of that, I got in touch with Eric Garner to help me with my court papers, and they went and killed them. And other people that tried to help me were killed. My mother also was killed. While she was homeless, our daughter's friend mental illness on her. She was trying to go to Israel to get her heart operation. When the NYPD took her home, my mother had plans to go to Israel to get her heart operation done. And because they took her home, she had to postpone her heart operation, because she was spending money on being on the street, renting hotel rooms. So she lost a lot of money. She couldn't go to Israel anymore. And her daughters had money. They wouldn't help her with the money. And they told the doctor to lock her up in a psych ward. She wanted to go to Israel to get a heart operation. And our daughters were just, trying to escalate the situation, because they had filed a life insurance policy on her, and they were trying to kill her for insurance money. And my mother was saying they were moving with a bad gang. Also, especially in Nigeria, our daughters were talking to our daughter Bolani and Flora. They were here in America, but they were talking to people in Nigeria that were part of a gang, because my mother, those gangs had tried to rob my mother in the past. My mother won a lot of money in the 1980s. She was living in a house that had lead, and she won a lot of money, and those people told her to bring the money to Nigeria. So when she went to Nigeria without the money, the Nigerian government thugs, was harassing my mother at the Nigerian airport called Lagos Airport, and they were, and since then, the American government banned the Lagos Airport, because a lot of Americans were getting duped there and all kinds of corruption. Now that Nigeria is back in the corruption index as one of the worst corrupt countries in the world with the government there, and I've been experiencing all kinds of attacks in which the Nigerian government wouldn't help me. After my mother was killed, Arugana was killed. As the Arugana's case, the Arugana family took the Arugana killer back to court to fire him from the job. The NYPD choked me around that period, July 2019. And lately now, they hired some black Americans to be attacking me in the park whenever I try to use the bathroom. When I called 911, the NYPD wouldn't help me. They would go somewhere else. I would tell them the location of where I'm at, and they won't come into the park. They'll try to go somewhere else. And I'll be recording them, and they wouldn't help me document it. And the city council passed the law now that they said the NYPD has to report every encounter, but they give them up to July to follow that law. And so it's like they're giving them free time. This is February. So now when it's cold like this, the NYPD will come and throw me out of the train station. Early this morning it happened. They were throwing the old mess out of the train station at 1 a.m. And some black American was on the floor and was like, it was, just acting bizarre. You're saying, oh, my last name starts with the O. And it was acting like it was in trouble on the floor. It was just reminding me of the time the NYPD choked me, and I was on the floor also. And they've been, the NYPD has been doing all kinds of stuff like that, carrying out stunts like that. Some days ago also, they arrested a guy near me. So they're creating all kinds of stunts, like to threaten me as I keep posting videos about them on Twitter, that they killed my friend Eric Garner. So they're staging arrest around me, and people in distress around me, and they will surround the person. So they're threatening me, this NYPD, and some black Americans trying to jump me. Today, as I got to this train station around 10 p.m., they bumped into my back, and I was telling them, don't bump into my back. I was like, you have something to say to us? Like 4 of them. So and some black Americans also try to jump me. The park workers at it's called the Washington Market Park on Chambers and Greenwich. And when I called the police don't help me. There was a time the police threw me out of the train station, and it was raining, and they threw me out of the train station. And I had to carry my bag down the staircase. And it was a rainy day, and I slid down the staircase, and my leg was left bloody. and the CCRB was going to get involved, and they called me, but I couldn't return their phone calls. I don't have minutes on my phone. But I've posted a lot of videos on Twitter, and the CCRB knows where to find me. I'm always at the park, near the park on Greenwich and Chambers, and they could have tried to find me because I don't have minutes on my phone. It's always hard for me. It's always cold. I'm out here in the cold, so it's always hard for me to find a phone booth to make a phone call. And the CCRB has said, they're going to stop dealing with me because it's hard to reach me. I'm homeless on the street. I don't have a working phone number, but they could find me, at Greenwich and Chambers Street, the park they're called Washington Market Park. I tried to use the bathroom, then the Black American workers, they attacked me, and that's a crime scene. Because sometimes they leave children in the park, in the bathroom, they just abandon kids in there. I don't know why they keep doing that. I'm not looking for any child to adopt. I don't know if they're trying to set me up or whatever. And they do that in the Chambers, more in the Pier 25 Park. That's another park near the West Side Highway, like 2 blocks away from the Washington Market Park. But in the Washington Market Park, they have some Black Americans workers that try to attack me there, and one of them is stocky built, especially since a white American named Daniel Penny choked a Black American John Neely to death. So they having this Black American park worker is stocky built. He always menaces me, come near me when I'm using the bathroom. Another Black American also, and then who is more skinnier. And the skinnier one told me lately, "You think this is a joke, huh?" Anytime I try to use the bathroom, he will menace me that he doesn't want me to use the bathroom. They reserve the bathroom for whites, just trying to be menacing me. So I'm thinking of setting me up for a forced imprisonment. Because normally now, this Eric Adams said they should be calling all homeless crazy. So they said the new method is to kill a homeless person and make the person look crazy. They kill the homeless, they kill a lot of black people now, making them look crazy. My mother was killed, while put on psych hold. Our daughter's famous international Bella and Flora, that's their names, And also a Black American in Colorado, his name is Elijah McClain. He was coming home from work. I believe it was LGBT, and they said the police in Colorado said somebody said he would look crazy, and they choked him. The police choked them and injected them with ketamine. So there's all kinds of psychiatric drugs. If you inject the person with, could cause the person to die of heart attack. So I believe that they're trying to set me up for such forced imprisonment. I claim it's a mistaken killing. Even this Eric Adams said he is expecting his police to kill somebody mistakenly soon. So it's also a Black Americans. I'm being accosted by Black Americans. And historically, they said some Black Americans don't like Africans because Africans sold them to slavery. So now that Eric Adams is mayor, Black Americans want to jump me. That was the day I was beating up here. As soon as Eric Adams won the election in December 2021, some Black American kids started kicking me in the leg, kicking me, beating me up. And then I ran across the street. Further down the street here, there was no police camera further down the street, like 3 blocks from here. So I ran across the street, cars almost hit me. I ran into a store, and the white guy called the police. And when the police came, the Black American had sticks in their hand. They were like a lynch mob. They all carried stick, And the white guy said he wants this report, wants the police report, and the white police told him no, we're not making a report out of this. And soon after that, so I got kicked. I almost got killed. So I don't know who hired those black Americans to beat me up. This was December 2021. Eric Adams had just won the mayorship. So this is what happened. And so I'm experiencing being bullied and all kinds of stuff like this. Non-stop bullying, getting beat up, getting jumped. This is just awful. There's a whole lot of Black Americans, harassing me. Then soon after, I think I was a Black American rapper that posted something on Twitter saying Thunder Legs or something. And I have a VPN called Thunder. So I don't know why a lot of these Black Americans are making fun of me, and beating me up, beating me up. My mother's daughters also, they were born in America, Bola and Flora. My mother said they're part of a gang. So I need the whole world to investigate this. I said the easiest way to kill a black person now is to call them crazy and put them in a psych ward, and they can be injected with ketamine or Activin. They say these are psychiatric drugs that can cause you to have a heart attack, and then you claim the doctor mistakenly killed them. So they have some black Americans try to beat me up also today. They bump into my bag on Atlantic Avenue near the Long Island Railroad waiting area upstairs. I was trying to get to the Target store, and I said, don't bump into my bag. I said, you have something to say to us? Like 4 of them. No police on site. So now they have some black Americans that wait for me at the Washington Market Park, they try to beat me up, and call the police on me. They said the easiest way to kill somebody is to call them crazy and have the police arrest them, put them in the psych ward, and then the doctors can inject them with ketamine, so they're out of control, they're crazy, and each ketamine will give them a heart attack. They did this to me in 2019. They had a guy who was molesting me, touching my body parts on Bay Ridge, 4th Avenue. This was the time the Eric Garner family was suing the NYPD to remove the Eric Garner killer from the job, July 2019. So then the NYPD, I believe they sent the guy, he was molesting me, touching me. The police camera was recording. The police camera was there also recording, July 2019. So I told him to stop molesting me, touching me. And then the NYPD came, knocked me on the ground, choked me. The video's on Twitter, and I was put in a psych ward for 7 days, NY Psychiatric Hospital, and I was being mediced in the hospital also. So I'm not mentally ill, so I'm under attack. I'm being denied access to the bathroom. I'm a black foreigner that applied for asylum in the past, and I'm being scapegoated. It's like they want to use me as a scapegoat to scare people from coming to America to apply for asylum. So my mother was killed, the NYPD wouldn't help me. Eric Garner that was trying to help me also was killed. The NYPD wouldn't help me get justice. Nobody will help me get justice. So now they're sending black Americans to jump me. I've been calling 911. There's a white guy here that also helped me call 911 in 2021. As soon as Eric Garner became mayor. And Eric Garner, is helping black Americans get hotel rooms. If they're vacated like me, I was vacated. I contacted him 3 times already. He wouldn't help me get a hotel room. Because the law says if somebody's vacated from their home, you have to give them a hotel room in New York City and give them money. So then I'm not being helped, I'm left on the street. So they're having so many black Americans jumping me. This should be treated as a gang hate attack by black Americans and other people on the black asylum seeker. So please, the UN needs to intervene. And I'm being mocked. The media wouldn't help me either. I'm being mocked. This has to be under investigation. I try to listen to the radio and all that, and the media wouldn't help me. I've contacted the New York Times. I've contacted so much media. So there has to be a thorough investigation. Somebody knows what is going on. And I'm getting robbed. I applied for asylum in the past. The Nigerian embassy wouldn't help me either. Nigeria is now the most corrupt country in the world, according to a global index. They say it's not ranked with Afghanistan and there's some Nigerian government thugs also. I don't know, and my mother with Doris Bolani and Flora was contacting people in Nigeria that were in close connection with Nigerian government thugs. So the Nigerian government's not helping me either. I was abused in Nigeria also. That's why my mother brought me and applied for asylum. So now some black Americans are trying to scapegoat me with the NYPD to scare me from applying for asylum. Especially this Ocho, since this Ocho, Governor Ocho said if any asylum seeker touches the police, they need to get deported. So they're having black Americans jump me and bringing the police in to take their side, and I've been choked in the past also in 2019. So I used to apply for asylum in America. So you need to say something. They want to start scaring people from applying for asylum in America. I'm the black scapegoat. So please, UN, do something. My life is in danger. My life is in danger. I'm in the cold. Amnesty International, please do something. Please do something. I'll keep posting videos. They're hiring black Americans to jump me. Washington Market Park is where you can find me. On Chambers and Greenwich. Some black American police were harassing me also. This morning at 1 a.m., it was so cold. Oh, this was yesterday. Today's Valentine's Day. Yesterday, February 13, 2024. It was snowing bad, so I went on the 1 train. And the train conductor said, everybody get off the 1 train at the South Ferry. As soon as I came out, there was this black American. He was acting like he was in pain. And the police was trying to get him to get up. And he kept saying the word, oh. My last name starts with O. I was like, he was just making fun of me. And, he didn't really appear like he was really injured, and also they've been doing, they've been creating scenery like that to frighten me. Like a day earlier on Sunday, the NYPD was arresting somebody near me on that Greenwich Street also. So they're creating all kinds of scenarios to scare me out of the country. As a black person that applied for asylum in the past. So they're turning New York into an anti-asylum zone. Especially since Eric Adams said the immigrants the migrant crisis is going to destroy New York's economy. So this NYPD is taking the lead and having black Americans jumping. I'm a former asylum seeker and have evidence against the NYPD. They killed my friend Eric Garner. They should be tried with felony murder because they abused me and my mother, threw us out of our home, and that's what led to Eric Garner trying to help us, and Eric Garner got choked to death. And so many people that were trying to help me also at that time, they said the NYPD was targeting them. So the NYPD needs to be charged with felony murder. I have evidence. Felony murder is when you when you abuse somebody and people end up dying or the victim died in the process. So I could be killed now and the NYPD needs to be charged with felony murder. Also, my mother was killed because after they rendered me and my mother homeless, my mother couldn't travel to Israel to get a heart surgery done, and her daughters took advantage of her, told the doctor to lock her up in Bellevue Hospital in the psych ward and not allow her to go to Israel to ever get surgery done. And her daughters had money to borrow my mother. My mother couldn't go to Israel quickly anymore because due to the NYPD rendering us homeless, the money she had in reserve, she had to spend it to rent hotel rooms and stuff. So, she didn't have enough money. And her daughters had money. They had houses. Bolanle had a house, Flora had a house. And Flora would take her kids on shopping spree to Mexico and to Disney World, and Bolanle was on drugs and my mother allergic. And none of them would borrow my mother money to go get surgery done. My mother was trying to borrow money for them, and they told the hospital to lock her up in psych ward. So to prevent her from going to Israel to get her surgery done. And my mother got killed while she was our daughter failed mental illness on her. Bolanle and Flora. So I'm in the court right now. So I applied for asylum in the past, and I'm being scapegoated I'm in New York City under this Eric Adams and this NYPD, and they're hiring black Americans to jump me. I got beat up here, and a black American rapper used the word thunder legs, and those black American kids were kicking me. They were just kicking me. They were just using their legs. They were black kids. And my mother's daughter also, Bolanle, my mother said she likes to kick people also, that she was taking kicking classes. So there's a black American rapper that was making fun on Twitter, say Thunder Legs. And I used the VPN Thunder. So I don't know what it's about, how many black Americans are involved in this. So if anything happens to me, everybody needs to be on investigation. My mother was saying daughter, Bolanle, and daughters, Bolanle and Flora may be part of a gang also. So I just, this is just horrible. But there's a white male that has a store. December 2021, they helped me call 911. Some black Americans were kicking me and they had stick. And I ran into the store and they're waiting for me outside with it. And they came into the store with a stick also. They were young kids, all female. They had a stick in their hand. So it will be my witness, and then NYPD said no police report. They told the white guy no police report. We're not making a report out of it. And the NYPD saw the kids with sticks in their hand. And there was a cameraman recording everything. The cameraman was recording everything. It's like they wanted to get me beat to death and have it on recording. I don't know who has a life policy on me, but I'm about to be lynched in America. So please, the one is to help me. Black Americans are jumping African asylum seeker. I applied for asylum in the past. So the UN and Amnesty International, trans groups, Black Lives Matter. The crime scene site is the Washington Market Park. They have some black Americans attacking me for no reason. They just pick on me. Anytime I try to use the bathroom, they start surrounding me. One is stocky built. I don't know if he wants to choke me to death. Another one is slim. There are like 3 black American males. I'm a black Nigerian transsexual. They used to have a black American female also that would join with them, but she stopped coming to work. I don't know what happened to her. So this NYPD also, the police officer is also showing up, and especially now that they said a transsexual went to Pastor Olson's church and shoot somebody. Anytime something bad happens in the news, they try to scapegoat them. So I'm expecting the black Americans to attack me by tomorrow or today. Today's February 4th, 2024. So they tried to be menacing me. They said this NYPD also did that to a black immigrant, Abdullah Wimmer. They said they suspect he was part of a gang, and they went into the bathroom and sodomized him with a broomstick and left him bloody. So this NYPD has been torturing black immigrants since time immemorial. So now they're having, under this Eric Adams mayor, they're having black Americans join it. So black Americans wanted to beat me up in the train station. want to hit me with a basketball, threw a basketball at me. Last year, just random attacks like that, getting followed, and Black Americans started beating me up for no reason. I don't know these people, and the Black American rapper was making a post on Twitter that said Thunder Leg. And I know these black kids were kicking it, using their, just their legs. They wouldn't use their hand. And somebody was recording it. So I don't know what that means. And then they went and got a stick. All of them went and got a stick. This was December. So I'm being treated like a black slave. So please help me. Amnesty International New York is like a terror zone. They hire NYPD using Black Americans to beat asylum seekers. I applied for asylum in the past. So UN please want asylum seekers to move in groups. I walk alone. I really don't have anybody with me. But tell the other asylum seekers to walk in groups. Some of them don't speak English. So walk in groups and be prepared for any attack by Black Americans or any hate group. So they'll suddenly attack you, kick you or whatever. So this is what's going on.